Hi everybody, it's Donna here, and I'm here with a quick project share. I do want to start off by mentioning that on previous videos that I have done most recently showing this doll, I mentioned that my wedding dress giveaway was July 1st with a postmark of July 7th, and that is incorrect. So you still have time. The original one, it was brought to my attention, and I apologize for that. The original wedding gown giveaway video says it is July 1st. It is in the print. I'm sorry, July 31st. It is in the print and was mentioned. So I'll give till August 7th instead to get your entries in. But because of the error, for those people that were hoping I would draw earlier than that, I'm going to give away 2 wedding dresses. So I haven't decided which the other one is going to be, but I will pull it out probably maybe in a week or so, and just to let you guys see it, the other one, and take care of it like that. I think that's the best thing to do, and like I said, I've got plenty. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. So hopefully, I want to thank everybody who's sent me things so far. I know there's others that would like to. So I will wait to receive those. But again, we've got time. We've got about 4 weeks left. So, and at that time, I will do 2 gowns. So anyway, I did want to just clarify that for you, and I do apologize for any misunderstandings, and I want to thank Loretta for pointing that out to me. But today what I want to do is I want to share something else with you. And I was talking before, let me just move this. I was talking before about these half dolls that I had that I was doing over, and I also showed you I had kind of a vintage one. Well, I've finally done her. I wanted to get these done so I could start making flowers. I haven't made flowers for an awful long time, and I would love to do that. So I want to get started on some other projects also. But let me just show you. So this vintage doll that I had, I mentioned that I would like to do something vintagey for her. And so here's what I have. And what I have ended up doing in making this, you'll see I added a lot of doilies to her. But I thought, what a better way than to display my brooches, so that when I do a flower and want to put a brooch in the center of my flower, they're all displayed. So I may have to move my camera out a little bit. Let me see if I can just pan back on the video. I might be able to do that. But as you can see, I'm going to have to move her back just a bit. Let me turn her into the camera so you can see her. And I am going to just raise her just a smidget. Hopefully we can get all of her in there. Maybe if I bring her back a bit. But I will show you the top separately. So what I did, this is just, I think you can see, that's just a styrofoam ball under there. I cut, this is the halfway mark on the ball, so I cut a little less than that to make a flat edge. Then I took just a cotton, like muslin ruffle that I cut off a pillow, and I put that as her skirt. The next layer I did, I had a doily. So let me just show you that. I had a doily, so I just a round doily, and it draped over perfectly over the skirt. From there, I had a couple of doily, you know, that you would use on the back of a chair or on the arms of a chair that were made. I had picked up, so I then layered that on top, and so it had a real pretty look. And what I started to do, I thought she looked lovely, and I added these little acrylic excuse me, flowers to each doily on top. So I put a separate doily on top of that, if you can see that. So there's this one that was all connected like a you know, one of those throws for the chair, the arms of the chair on the back of the chair. And then I took these separate ones and glued them on, put a little a little light pink connector on from a doily, and then this on top, and it looked lovely. It was a pretty little, she looked like a little cake, and I thought that would be great to have in my craft room whenever I get it, but I thought, well, I would like to have some use to it instead of just something beautiful to look at. So what I did is I went through all my cans and jars that I had of all my different brooches, and I thought, what a great, because sometimes you make things and you forget what you have, and so I thought, what a great way to display these. She looks great. She's pretty to look at, and when I buy more I can add to it, but when I make a flower, I mean, everything's right here. I just look at my little doll and turn her around, and I can see all the different brooches that I have depending on the size of the flower. So I'll turn her around so you can see all the little brooches. So they are all over her dress, displayed. Even this, I have a little lily one here, and most of them are vintage. Some of them are reproduction with the vintage look. I have some pieces here. I have an 80-year-old aunt who gave me some pieces that she was cleaning out. So this is a pot. This was, I went to an old necklace here, and I just broke it down and pulled it apart. And on her bodice, I just used one of those single doilies that match this underneath here. And so that's what I used on her, and just glued it on to make her the bodice of the dress. On the top, let me just pick the camera up a little. Oh, maybe, there we go. I think if I just tilt back, you'll be able to see her hat. And this was also made out of 1, 2, 3 layers of smaller doilies, just so you can take a peek. You can see that. And I put, this is vintage bling, I mean antique vintage bling for sure. It's nothing new. I think this came off an old earring or something that she had in her little stash that she gave me. And I wanted to kind of decorate her hat a little bit, so I put some ribbons here and kind of put it to the side on her head. So you can see it just kind of sits to the side, but I think she is definitely vintage looking. So again, I'll just turn her around. Her hair's a little messy. That's the thing with these vintage dolls. Their hair is not, you just push it up into place. What you can see here is the doily. I just brought it around and glued it. And, and then you can see all these flowers all the way around. That when I started the dress, it was very pretty, but I decided to go one step further and just have all the brooches on there. So that is my little project share with all the brooches that I have, brooches and pins basically, vintage and semi-antique that I use. I used a lot in my daughter's wedding bouquet of the brooches, so that's when I started collecting these for that. So let me just, maybe I could pick her up to just get a little closer shot of her skirt, so you can see how those are all displayed. And there's her little face. And again, some of them are crazy looking brooches, but you know, you never know what you're going to need or what will suit or look good on something. So anyway, those are them. So that's my little doll, and I think she is just gorgeous. I think she's very pretty and will look very pretty in the craft room whenever I have a chance to get it ready. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to be back soon with some more. Thanks. Bye now.